Officer Mark Benson had always been dedicated to his work. For nearly 15 years, he patrolled the streets of a small town known not just for enforcing the law, but for his kindness toward the community. He had always believed his purpose was to protect others, but little did he know that two abandoned boys he met on duty would transform his life forever. It was a rainy evening when Mark received a call about two children left in a park, scared and alone. When he arrived, he found two young boys, barely 6 and 8 years old, shivering under a slide. Their clothes were ragged, and their eyes reflected fear and confusion. The older boy, Liam, wrapped his arm protectively around his younger brother, Noah. Mark knelt beside them, gently asking, "Where are your parents?" Liam looked up. His voice was shaky but determined. "They left us. We don't have anyone." Mark's heart sank. In all his years in the force, he had seen many heartbreaking situations, but this one struck him deeply. These boys had no family, no home. He couldn't just leave them to be processed through the system, bouncing from foster home. After much thought and a sleepless night, Mark made the life-changing decision to foster them himself. Mark was single, with no experience raising kids. Suddenly, his quiet home became filled with the sounds of laughter, sibling squabbles, and occasionally tears. He traded his calm evenings for late-night homework sessions, soccer practices, and moments of calming nightmares. The boys came from a traumatic past, and trust didn't come easily. Liam, always on guard, struggled to open up, constantly fearing abandonment. Noah, the younger one, had trouble sleeping, haunted by the memories of being left behind. Mark realized that being a police officer didn't prepare him for this kind of responsibility, but he loved those boys as if they were his own, and he was determined to help them heal. He took parenting classes, sought counseling for the boys, and did everything he could to make sure they felt safe and loved. As months turned into years, Mark and the boys became inseparable. They faced challenges together, adjusting to a new school, navigating their painful past, and building trust as a family. Mark never pressured them to call him Dad, but one day, Noah quietly said, "Good night, Dad," before heading to bed, and Mark felt his heart swell with emotion. Eventually, Mark officially adopted Liam and Noah, marking a new chapter in their lives. The adoption day was one of the happiest moments for them all, symbolizing not just a legal bond but an emotional one they had already built. The boys were no longer unwanted. They were loved, cherished, and had a father who would do anything for them. Fast forward to 15 years later, Liam and Noah were both thriving. Liam, the once guarded and quiet boy, had become a social worker. Inspired by Mark's unconditional love and commitment, he wanted to give back, helping kids who, like him, had experienced abandonment and trauma. Noah, who had struggled with his emotions as a child, found his passion in art and became an illustrator. His works were often filled with themes of love, family, and resilience, testimonies of the journey they had been through. Mark, now nearing retirement from the police force, couldn't have been prouder. His once empty house was now filled with laughter during family dinners, the smell of home-cooked meals, and the memories they had created together. But the most touching moment came when the boys, now grown men, sat down with Mark one evening. They had been secretly planning something big. "Dad," Liam started, his voice thick with emotion, "we want to repay you for everything you've done for us." Mark chuckled. "You boys don't owe me anything. You've already given me more than I could ever ask for." But Noah insisted, pulling out a folder. "We know you always wanted to travel, but you sacrificed so much for us, so we've saved up. We're sending you on your dream trip to Italy." Mark was speechless. His dream had always been to see the world, but he had put those dreams aside to focus on raising the boys. The fact that they had remembered and worked so hard to make it happen overwhelmed him with gratitude. As Mark looked at his sons, now grown men, he realized that love, kindness, and loyalty had come full circle. The boys, once abandoned and scared, had found strength, purpose, and a family. And now, they were giving back to the man who had given them everything. Mark's heart was full. He had never expected to be a father, let alone to two boys who had lost everything. But by giving them a home, they had given him something even more precious in return, a deeper understanding of what it means to be a family. In life, surprises often arrive in unexpected ways. Mark thought he was rescuing two boys that rainy evening, but in truth, they had saved him too. Their journey together was proof that even in the darkest of times, love has the power to heal, grow, and create something beautiful. Officer Mark's story is a heartwarming reminder that family isn't always about blood. It's about love, loyalty, and standing by each other through life's struggles. The bond between Mark, Liam, and Noah grew stronger with each challenge they faced, and their story is proof that no matter how broken things may seem, there's always hope for a brighter future.